Hey y'all, it's Yehudi Shagal. So, another slow week. Really didn't do too much this week. So, but I did have a lot on my mind this week. I was dealing with a lot of personal issues within my relationships with other people, not like intimate relationships, but friendships and family members and things like that. So, I wanted to have to come to you guys to talk about forgiveness. Okay, that's going to be the topic of this video. It's going to be about forgiveness because, hold on, let me put my phone because my fan about to fall and y'all about to fall with it. So my topic is going to be forgiveness because that's what's weighing on my heart this week today. I'm not going to give specific details, but maybe if I bring it up, you guys can relate to what I'm talking about. So yeah, I've just been thinking a lot. It's not a story, it's not a specific situation, it's just forgiveness as a whole. Forgiving people who have wronged you or done you wrong in the past, or forgiving yourself for bad decisions that you might have made, bad choices that you might have made and then remade again. So, I'm not a religious person. I'm kind of on the fence about the word spirituality, so I don't want to say I'm spiritual, but I do have very strong beliefs, and I've been thinking a lot about it lately. You know, I went through a lot of stages with how I handle people in my life. Um, it was a point where I'm like, you know what? If you do me wrong, I'm gonna cut you off. You're not gonna do me wrong again. Forget it. I had a really, really serious I don't want to say trigger, but I just would just cut people off. You do me wrong, it's a wrap. And for a while, I felt like, that was the right thing to do, because if somebody does you wrong one time, they'll do you wrong again, right? Of course, that's the general assumption. So that's what I mean, it is the truth. People are naturally, nobody's perfect. People naturally make mistakes, and life is just one big learning process, but we don't isolate ourselves from each other just because we're all on our own moral journeys. You know what I mean? So lately, I've been trying to handle things differently when dealing with people. You know, I feel like whatever your faith or your religion or your belief is, I think we can all have a general consensus that a lot of people would say, when you do something that you deem is wrong or negative, you want to make amends, you want forgiveness, you want um, to fix the situation. And I feel like most of us have felt like that at some point in our life, where we've done something wrong somebody, or did something that we wish we could go back and undo or change. I've done a lot of things in my life, frequently, up until now, up until the video, that I wish that I have not have done. And I wish that the people would, whoever I wronged would have forgave me for it. I wish that the Most High would forgive me for my transgressions, you know. And I try to think of it, and I started to put two and two together. Like, if I want forgiveness from somebody else or the Most High, why am I more deserving of forgiveness than people who seek that same forgiveness from me? You know, just like they aren't perfect, I'm not perfect. And if the Most High or whoever I had transgressed against was to cut me off simply because I made a mistake and did the wrong thing, would I feel the same way? Would I feel as militant, I guess you could say, what I feel is justified. So I've just been thinking about that lately. So that's changed my outlook on how I handle a lot of situations. I'm trying to face the fact that people who I consider my friends or even family, loved ones, nobody's going to be perfect. But, you know, they're on their own journey too, just like I am. When I make mistakes, things that I know that I won't do again, or things that I pray that the Most High guide my steps and help me to not do again, they're going through that same thing as well, you know. And if we're in a position where somebody wrongs me and it's nothing that's detrimental to me, it would probably be best for me to give them some forgiveness, you know. Be understanding that, you know, nobody's perfect. We don't know what somebody's dealing with mentally, physically, emotionally, that might have made them make the decision that they did, you know. Will it determine how I handle you in the future? Absolutely. Will it determine the content of my conversations with you in the future? Absolutely. But as far as just what I used to do, was just cutting people off and just deeming them a bad person, I'm not going to do that. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people need to be cut off. Some people need to be let go. And that's where it gets tricky. Just, you know, deciding, okay, when is it justified to cut somebody out of your life for doing you wrong permanently? What's the line? What's the discernment between cutting somebody off who did you wrong permanently versus forgiving them and letting them continue to remain in your life? You know, I think all of us, that's tricky. That's hard to, you know, consider. That's hard to think about. You guys, my message is genuine. I know sometimes because of my social pragmatics, I know my thoughts might be a little bit all over the place, but my message is genuine. I just want to put that out there. But yeah, so I'm working on not being so cutthroat, not giving people a chance just because they do me wrong, you know. And I think a lot of times when people, I could be wrong, I'm only speaking for myself, I think that a lot of times when people are quick to not forgive somebody or just let them go, I think a lot of that has to deal with hurt. It comes from a place of hurt and trust, feeling like, okay, you put this person on a pedestal, or you gave this person a title and they didn't live up to what you thought that they didn't live up to the role that you had for them, you know? And so with that, it was hurtful to you, you know? It brought pain and mistrust. And so you feel like you were wrong and, you know, about that person, and, you know, and then you carry that same cloak onto everybody else you come in contact with simply because you were wrong about that person. And if that person did that, then everybody else that reminds you of that person must do the same thing, right? I'm a big advocate for mental health. I don't believe that you should ever put yourself in a situation where you're in a relationship, whether intimate or not, with friends, family, whoever. You should never put yourself in a situation where it is stressful and detrimental to your mental health. That's a whole nother situation. If you're in a situation where you feel like you're always stressed out when you're with that person, whoever it is, family, friends, whatever, you can't be yourself, you're always stressed out, there's always some drama behind it, it's dangerous, it's you know, you know, don't stay in those situations. That's completely, that's absolutely grounds for termination. Okay, don't stay in those situations because you'll end up suffering with that, you know. So no, don't stay in those situations. But if it's something that somebody did to you that didn't have it might have made you look at them sideways a little bit. It might have made you decide, okay, you're going to handle that person differently from now on, or you might not tell them certain things, or you didn't know